Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Arielle here.
Carl here.
And today we're gonna go ahead and react to British people reacting to the cost of healthcare in America.
Well, really we're gonna try to do this kind of quickly. We got British people reacting to the cost of US healthcare, and then we've got Americans reacting to the cost of British healthcare. So we're going to try go through these two quickly because we tend to get a little bit caught up, and this video ends up turning into to be 20 minutes long. So both of them are about 5 minutes long, so we'll see how long we can make this. No, I don't know why you had to ruin that, but here we go.
10 grand for a baby.
Is there a price for that?
Yes.
Jeez, $100? $2.5
skip past this. I feel like this always ruins it.
$80. $600.
$80.
$250.
More.
Shut the fridge.
More.
£300. $600. $600.
Yeah. Ambulance call out. How much do you think that costs?
Zero payment.
Zero payment.
Yeah, zero payment.
Cool. you look. An inhaler.
$100.
Yeah, you're pretty close. It's a bit more.
$120.
250 to 350.
For an inhaler?
Yes.
Man, so if you're poor, you're dead.
I know that it's like public health.
That is so true, though.
In the U.S., fortunately, I'm able to get healthcare through my parents, their jobs, but like I carry an EpiPen, and I know that like the cost of that has just been rising. So like there's like very few companies that even compete, so it's sort of like a monopoly for the EpiPen. Even though like we have insurance, it cost my parents about a couple hundred, even with insurance.
So 2 EpiPens. How much do you reckon they are? $80. $600.
$40.
I'm afraid not.
More?
More?
$100.
More.
$150.
More.
$250.
More.
She Australian?
Shut the fridge.
I think she's Australian.
£300. $600.
She sounds English though. Where's she from?
Why?
$250.
That's a very good question.
$600.
Yeah.
For me, it's more like just hives and shortness of breath. So it wouldn't be like an immediate death situation, but like, so I've been fortunate I've not had to use it, but it's something like keep on me. Like I have my backpack right now, I have it on me.
Cost of childbirth.
Jesus. 50.
What?
Wait, before we do that, what do you think the cost of childbirth is in the US?
I've heard because if you have insurance, it's one price, and if you don't, I've heard like if you don't, it can be like 40 grand, from what I've heard. But like, I don't know if that's a complicated birth or like whatever. I have no idea what it could go up to.
Well, I mean, like, what do you think it should be with insurance and then without? Well, not what it should be, but what do you think it is? You said 40 grand if without insurance. What do you think it is?
You should have to pay for it because the amount well, it depends where you are really in the US. If your lifetime over your lifetime, you're going to be paying tax, like in contributing to your country. Well, I mean, not everybody does, but surely that should be taken into account for like you're doing the country a service in a sense. I think that's a European mindset to it, which is why you don't always pay for.
Yeah.
But like.
No, I meant like an estimate. Like, what do you said without insurance? It's probably around $40,000.
$500 to $1,000.
Finally getting an answer.
I was getting there. Calm down.
Okay, so without insurance, you think it's going to be $40,000. With insurance, you think it's going to be about $1,000.
No, it's going to be more than that. It's America.
So how much do you think it will be?
I think it's going to be like 10 grand or something still. But
okay.
It should be like $500 to $1,000 if anything. Like it should be your excess or deductible or whatever.
Grand, something ridiculous now?
Yes, yeah. I've blown the figures up in your head now, haven't I? Because they're larger. It's the highest, generally speaking, is about 30 grand.
Okay.
Is that reasonable?
That's 10,000 lower than what you thought.
What the benchmark?
100.
Does that count the hospital, like the ambulance coming to your house?
I have no idea what it is.
I don't think so.
Dollars.
Yeah.
The average is about 10 grand. It can go up to 30,000.
10 grand.
Yeah, that was my reaction when I first.
Well, I guess. How much is your child worth?
Yeah. Well, is that like the same everywhere?
Oh,
the average is about $10,000.
That's mad. Oh, no thanks.
Wow.
Okay, no thanks. In which case, the coil, IUD, contraception, how much do you think that costs?
For one person, so
All right, so for IUD, which is like contraception,
Well,
I think you put it in your arm. How much do you think it would cost?
No, I think that's the one that goes.
IUD?
I think I think that's the thing.
How does he know more than I do?
I think the implant is the one that
Yeah,
goes.
you know, Nexplanon. You're right. You're right. IUD is. Yeah, IUD is,
that,
you know,
like,
IUD.
Yeah,
you're right. So how much do you think?
I think max like $200.
Okay, let's see.
What?
Let's see.
I'm saying what it should.
Grand?
Yeah, a little bit higher.
Really?
Yeah, $1,300.
Oh.
No, that's insane.
Mental.
I wonder if you could tell me.
That to me makes me think like they're trying to keep poor people poor, or like the poorest
Interesting.
people. Like in other words, the poor people are going to have kids because they can't afford it. So what choice do they have?
It's like to avoid having a pregnancy, it costs hundreds of thousands of dollars, but to have the baby, it also costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it's like a lose-lose regardless.
Well,
Because if you can't have like an IUD, if you can't have like birth control, if you can't have, I think in some places condoms are free, but if you're not able to get access to contraceptives,
I mean, here
then
they're
you're
free.
going to
Every
get
type of
pregnant.
contraceptive's free here, but like, I don't know if they are in the US, but like, yeah, I think even condoms are expensive.
Yeah.
So,
But
like,
some
they don't make it
places
difficult.
in the US, I believe you can get it for free. Maybe
I'm
I'm just
sure.
thinking universities, but I'm pretty sure, I don't know.
You rapid people.
Expensive you think calling an ambulance out to your location is in America?
Didn't you tell me you did this once and it was like $7?
Yes. So I had a
She had
food
her tummy
poisoning.
hurt, and she was like, oh,
No,
call the
it
ambulance.
literally was food poisoning. I thought my appendix burst, so I did call the ambulance, and when I got the bill, it was about $7,000 that they charged, and I think the ambulance ride was like $400, $600. Luckily, I had insurance, so out of pocket, I think I paid about $1,400, which is still high, but compared to $7,000, it's, and literally all they did was take me to the hospital, see me, give me some
Shit.
Where you live?
give me some ibuprofen, and like, yeah, I wasn't there for long, and they charged $7,000. So interesting.
Insane.
Really does. Okay.
In fact, I've had an ambulance come, and I even dreamt that there was 2 ambulances that came, but apparently that was me dreaming because I was so high on whatever they'd given me. I was 2 years old, and I'd reached up on the counter and taken my grandma's like tablets, I don't know what they were, and pretty much swallowed the whole thing as if they were gummies.
Oh my gosh.
And then ran into my mum's, like, the room that my grandparents, my mum, and I don't know if my dad was there, but like, yeah, like chewing these tablets. My mum's trying to like pry my mouth open, and I'm like there, like trying to swallow these tablets, like so she can't take them out my mouth. And yeah, they called it.
You were a bad
They put
child.
needles down my fingers, like so I couldn't bend my hands. I had to drink liquid charcoal to like neutralize whatever it was.
Yeah.
And apparently I drank the charcoal, like liquid charcoal. She was like, you're not going to like this, but you have to drink it. And she gave me it, and I like drunk it, and being like 2 years old, or 3 or 4 or whatever it was. And I had a big black mustache from the liquid charcoal, and I was like, can I have some more, please?
Wow.
But anyways, yeah, and that was all free. So.
Is there a price for that?
Yes,
Jeez, $100? $200?
$2,500.
What are we talking about?
It didn't cost that much for the ambulance. It didn't cost that much
Give
for
birth by
me.
C-section,
Yeah.
and you would like
Birth
to
by
hold your baby
C-section.
after you
Holding your
Wait,
baby.
wait,
This
wait.
was
Oh, that is insane.
for the ambulance.
Ari's told me about this before, but not for a long time.
Oh, the holding the baby
whole,
thing.
the whole like skin on. If you want to hold your baby after having a child, they charge for that. Like skin on skin contact is so. I don't know if it was like $100 or whatever you said it
I
was.
don't remember, but we're gonna hear it in this
and
this video.
like, you get charged if you want to hold or touch your own baby after you give birth.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That is like
crazy.
price gouging.
It's like, do I even want to have kids then? But let's see how much it actually costs.
For what? Why? Why?
give
Exactly.
birth by C-section,
Yeah.
and you would like to hold your baby after you've given birth to it.
Actually, yeah, that's what you do. Yeah. You have to pay to do that.
Yes.
To hold my own child that I've been carrying inside of my womb.
Yeah, you were literally holding it
I
like 10
was.
seconds ago.
But yes.
Jeez.
It's not actually that expensive.
Right.
$100.
Charging me. I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
punch
say.
you.
Yeah.
Not you, but the doctor. Like $100.
$40.
Oh, okay, so it's
Skin on
not
skin
as bad.
contact.
You shouldn't have to pay at
However,
all.
everything he said in this video was actually cheaper than I thought it was going to be. That's not a good thing. I mean, it is a good thing, but it's not. It's still way more expensive than it should be. But it's like the ambulance. Like I'm not just picking these numbers out of nowhere. I've heard these numbers before, and so like, all the numbers I'm listing off anyway. And so like $40. What he's listing off, I feel like might be in one state, but in another state it might be different. So I don't know how accurate
Yeah,
this
he might
is.
be
What do you
pulling
think of the
averages.
NHS?
Literally, the gift that keeps on giving. Literally. People are so dumb for taking advantage of it.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't want it to change.
Fine is to make you grateful for the NHS.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I didn't know how
The
much
NHS and the people
free
who work
healthcare we
for
got,
it
like,
are
just
absolutely
off the bat,
amazing.
Like, you have to pay like £30 for a child. It's outrageous.
Yeah.
It really is ridiculous. So, thank you, NHS, for your hard work.
I'm genuinely speechless.
Presumably you had an idea that healthcare was expensive in the US.
I didn't realise how expensive. Yeah, I'm just like,
one of the earlier people said
if you don't have money, you're
best was Monopoly.
fudged. Yeah.
What do you think of the people who are profiting off the sale of these medicines?
You're bastards. Sorry, beep.
She's
I
funny.
think, yeah,
No,
I
she's
think they
definitely
should be
British.
stopped. Fuck Trump.
All right, so we reacted to British people reacting to the cost of healthcare in the US. Now we're reacting to Americans guessing the cost of healthcare in the UK. So
We'll see what Americans think of it.
This U.S. country, it's nothing but a strip club. It's nothing but hustle.
That's one way to look at it.
We can have all this. We should be able to have good health care. Universal health care should be, something we all should strive for. We nickel and dime each other here. People don't realize
It might not look like it, but we're in Dallas, Texas. In terms of healthcare, this city is the least
Dallas
insured
is-
in America. Around a quarter of people don't have any cover at all. We're going to talk to regular
Did you say
Texans
quarter?
about the NHS and the cost of their medical bills. What's an average medical bill for a regular Texan? How much might that person be paying for their premium and their regular bill?
Let's say you break your arm. Regularly in the rest of the world, that's a couple $100. Here in Texas, easily $2,000, $3,000.
Could I ask you then to guess how much it might cost in the UK if you broke your arm? That situation, how much do you think someone has to pay in order to have that fixed?
$200.
It's totally free.
Totally free.
Oh, wow.
I can tell you, I've
My brother
got a
broke
busted
his leg.
shoulder. I can tell you exactly how much it cost.
Tibia and fibia. And
know, it's
very
free.
badly. Like he was in a wheelchair for like nearly a whole year whilst it repaired. And yeah, no wheelchair was nothing. The crutches were nothing. The whole surgery had to fix it. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, sure. It was $5,000 just to have a doctor. But my portion of it was about just by $3,000.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And then presumably ongoing physiotherapy, things like that.
That part's pretty much covered by insurance, but I have really, really good insurance.
Okay.
So,
Is that through your job?
yeah.
I'd like to know what
Sometimes our jobs provide,
really good insurance
but
is.
sometimes they don't.
So what's the case for you? Do you have insurance?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, I don't.
If something happens to you need healthcare.
We have to pay full price.
Right.
Yeah,
And that
You're
can be very expensive.
it can be very expensive.
Would you like insurance? You'd like to have that healthcare?
I would like to have one, but sometimes we cannot afford it.
Right now, I'm about to go to Mexico. Tomorrow, I'm going to travel for 2 weeks because I'm going to have some dental work done. Only because here in the States, it will cost me like $10,000.
$10,000 for the dental work here in the US. Do you mind me asking how much it's going to cost you in Mexico?
About 1,000.
Wow. So 10%.
Yes,
And the quality of care as good?
as good or even better.
Wow. It's going to see the doctors. You don't have insurance.
Right.
Just to get a checkup.
It's very obvious to someone like me. First time in this city. It's clear there's a lot of money here. Big buildings, offices, nice cars. It seems like there is the money to be able to
Best
create
cars
this
in
kind
the
of
shop
system.
for-
So why do you think there isn't that level of healthcare?
I believe there is.
Okay.
That's the catch. I think that's the risk, but they just haven't allocated that money for the people.
We can have all this. We should be able to have good health care. brawl. There's two versions.
Here, isn't there? Trump is offering something quite different to Joe Biden in terms of health insurance. Do you have a preference? Do you think there's one that's better than the other, or do you think the system at the moment?
I don't think there's none differences. I mean, it's all business. So pretty much, as far as I have learned, which I'm 34 years old, this U.S. country, it's nothing but a strip club.
Okay, sure.
Sure, I mean, it's nothing but hustle. So that's what they're doing out there. They're just hustling. They really don't care.
You think it's the healthcare companies, the politicians, they're all sort of, it's about profit.
Yes.
Universal healthcare should be, something we all should strive for.
I'd like to see some healthcare changes. We need massive overhaul. It's not just about universal or anything else. It's insanely expensive regardless.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Do you think that there's much political will in this city for that to happen? Do you think broadly people want that to be the case?
In the city, yes. In the urban areas, yes. Suburban areas, they're typically more conservative, and they're not really sure exactly what all that entails, and so they're not going to do it.
My understanding is that people are generally sort of opposed to taxation here.
Yeah, but it's more, you start screaming about socialism more than anything. So that's really what they're going to do.
Rather than perhaps engaging with it as an idea.
Exactly, rather than actually thinking about it logically.
We can afford it as a country to take care of each other. And these nickel and dimings of these procedures that are costing thousands and thousands of dollars just aren't that expensive everywhere else in the world. We nickel and dime each other here, and people don't realize what universal health care means. Yeah, you'll pay a little bit more in taxes, but you're saving thousands at the doctors. And people really need to be educated on that, and they just don't want to be.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like, well, yeah, I guess it is educated, but I don't know if it's nickel and diming. Like, it's like just the US healthcare just seems like the figures are massively inflated because they can be.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
It's interesting because this video didn't really go into detail about the difference or Americans reacting to British, like how much it cost in the UK. It was more about a conversation on how much it costs in America now. Do they want changes? Do they believe in universal health care? So it's a little bit different, this video, from the first video that we watched. Yeah. But I do think it is very interesting that, like, our healthcare is so expensive, and then in other countries it's like you pay little or nothing.
I'd like to see some like advancements in it. I don't know if universal healthcare is the answer, but at least just lowering the prices on some of these things that are not expensive. Like going in the hospital or whatever it was for tablets or tramadol or whatever painkillers it was, and it was like $40 for a tablet. Or yeah, I think that's crazy, and that's just price gouging to the max. But
yeah. Let us know what you guys think about these two different videos. And if you like this video, don't forget to like it down below, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Hello, you look very dirty.
I'm sorry.
Fucking hell.
We're gonna... You look like a molester. Like the guys like, you want some candy?
Do you ever do that thing?
Get into the
do you take
van.
register?